Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. The title of this paper is Relieving the Stress of the Rising Cost of Living, What Matters to be Reviewed by the Law. The problem statement. There is no denying that continuously rising costs in economics have worsened the standard of living. The population of Malaysia is facing considerable difficulties because of rising prices of living. It is getting more difficult and harder to maintain a decent lifestyle because of this increasing trend, which has caused several problems for both individuals and households. This has indirectly increased the cost of basic needs such as accommodations and transportation in Malaysia. According to Malaysian House Price Index, the increasing in house price index in the last 10 years from 2007 grew up to 100%. Furthermore, the trend of increasing the Malaysian ringgit exchange rate, which has exceeded the level of 4 ringgit against the United States dollar since January 2017, has forced traders to raise food price to cover the high cost of currency exchange. Even more worsened when price increase includes food sources and basic food, greatly affecting the group of families with many households and lower income earners. Therefore, the objective of this study is to study whether product creations, revisions, and improvement may resolve the rising cost of living. Secondly, whether to investigate whether revisions of minimum income also may help to resolve the problem. And thirdly, to know if increasing job opportunities may resolve the rising cost of problem. And the fourth one, to examine whether a higher level of financial literacy may resolve the rising cost of living problem. And the fifth one is to identify if a prudent pre-purchase consideration behavior of the price of goods may resolve the rising cost of living problem among Malaysians. For the literature review, the cost of living refers to the amount of household expenditure including financial obligations such as car and housing loan which are necessary to maintain a certain standard of living. The cost of living varies from one household to another because spending patterns vary based on factors such as income level, locations, and consumption categories. The issues of rising cost of living is a global phenomenon. The cost of a variety of goods and services including necessities like food, housing, transportations, healthcare, and education can have an impact on the cost of living. And these things may price differently in different areas or nations, which can affect the overall cost of living. The entire cost of living can be made more bearable for individuals and family by ensuring that the minimum expenditure necessary to meet fundamental necessities. In relation to this, job opportunities and income level can have a big impact on how much things cost. The World Bank in 2020 has written a report titled Aspirations Unfulfilled, Malaysia's Cost of Living Challenges, which this research emphasized the challenges Malaysians confront because of the high cost of living in the nation. The high cost of living in Malaysia has had a profound impact on the aspirations and standard of living of its people. Many Malaysians find it difficult to keep up with rising costs despite the country's economic growth and development. And for the research methodology, this research utilized a quantitative research approach in which a total of 260 questionnaires were distributed to participants. And the study employed descriptive analysis and multiple regression analysis using SPSS to test the 5 hypotheses of the study. And the hypotheses involved in the study are: the first hypothesis, product creations, revisions, and improvement positively resolve the cost of living. Hypothesis number 2, minimum income adjustment positively resolve the problem. Number 3, creating more new job opportunities positively resolve the cost of living issue. Number 4, a high level of knowledge of financial literacy positively resolve the cost of living issue. Hypothesis number 5, a prudent pre-purchase consideration on the price of goods positively resolve the cost of living issue. And the result for this analysis of data. The first analysis was made on reliability tests, as the Cronbach alpha of the study for all variables is considered good in the reliability test as it is above 0.7. The reliability test of Cronbach alpha in the study can conclude that all items in each construct are acceptable and capable of measuring each instrument. And the next test undertaken was made on convergent and discriminant validity tests, For the convergent validity, all the correlation factors show the high covariance extracted between each factor's loading, which is consistently above 0.8, and this suggests convergent validity established. While for the discriminant validity test, from the calculation of the component correlation matrix table, it is found that discriminant validity was established as well for all the factors correlation. This can be evaluated when the variance extracted value between the correlation factor is more than the correlation square. And next, the convergent and discriminant validity test also performed using KMO and Bartlett tests, which indicated a result of value of 0.938, exceeding the required value of 0.5. This suggests that the available data is sufficient for conducting factor analysis. And the result for factor analysis can be seen for model summary, ANOVA, and their coefficients. And as a summary for the factor analysis, the fitted regression model was 0.623 plus 0.491, which is product, plus 0.238 for minimum income, plus 0.111 for job opportunities, plus 0.166 for financial literacy, plus 0.103 for pricings. The overall regression was statistically significant. And based on the result, it is found that product revisions are significantly important. Minimum income revisions also significantly important, as well as financial literacy also significantly important. So what we can do with this result? So this discussion based on the significant findings are made here. The first one is affordability of consumer product, which it must be protected to avoid excessive manipulations by the business. Regarding this Consumer Protection Act, CPA 1999 or Act 599 must be fully enforced with more stringent approach by the authorities, at the same time without losing the attention to protect the business welfare. Apart from this, the government can cut permit costs for foreign construction workers, fees, import tax for building material, and other regulatory burdens involved with the development of affordable housing, and provide tax credit or exemptions to developers that dedicate a specific portions of their housing units to this purpose. In relation to this, to protect Malaysians, the Housing Development Act HDA 1966 should be reviewed accordingly. And next, it is suggested that education and skill development enhancement must also be reviewed. Okay? Precisely by expanding educational options and encouraging skill development can help people obtain better jobs with greater salaries. A progressive salary system is suitable to be applied with the aim of enhancing the minimum income that benefit both employees and employers. In regard to this, the government should review its minimum wage policy and Employment Act 1955 to ensure that all TVET graduates in particular are offered within decent living wages, for instance minimum of 3,000 ringgit per month, that would distinguish them from other blue-collar workers. And the next suggestions is made on consumer awareness and financial literacy. It is suggested to raise the consumer awareness and financial literacy among Malaysians, since the result of the study emphasized the significant impact of this. The knowledge about Bankruptcy Act 1967 should be spread among Malaysians to provide a precautionary measure. In addition to that, the revamp of this act is necessary by reviewing it at least once in every 10 years' time. At present, the threshold of default on debt amounts over 100,000 ringgit is enforced to determine the individual bankruptcy status. Therefore, it is suggested that this amount to be raised by taking into considerations of accumulated annual inflation rate in every 10 years' time. And for the conclusions, the study managed to identify factors that are significantly able to resolve the cost of living issue. Precisely in these relations, the implementation of the Islamic marketing approach may help the industry deal with its product revisions to meet customer needs and their affordability. Therefore, the government researchers and other attempting to solve and navigate the issues connected with the cost of living may all benefit from this study. Thank you very much.